Hello viewers and welcome to my new video. In today's episode I wanted to talk to you about something different, something that I haven't yet talked about on my channel, but I think you have probably already realized by now that I like to talk about various subjects, so every video hopefully is entertaining and varied and provides something new to you. So this time it's a subject that is quite popular actually at the moment in sort of in popular culture, and it's sort of present everywhere, and we've heard quite a lot about it recently. And the subject is mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? Well, mindfulness basically in simple terms is described as being present in the moment. So effectively sort of like suspending your thinking about the past, or about the future, or about anything that is sort of going on in your life right now and things like that, and just sort of focusing on that very moment that you're in right now. And a lot of people recommend this technique anyway, sort of to improve sort of your overall well-being, and to improve your sort of mental well-being and things like that, because it kind of slows down, or cancels out perhaps your mind chatter and that kind of those types of different things. But I've had a bit of a reflection on this recently, and I thought I'd share my thoughts with you. So something that I've been experiencing and discovering over the years whilst playing guitar, but I actually wasn't consciously aware that I was doing that. But actually, when I actually started analyzing this and thinking about this, the more I think about it, the more I realize that actually what's been going on here is I've been practicing mindfulness. But what I'm trying to say here is whether you play a musical instrument, for example, or even when you listen to the music. But I mean by listening to the music, I don't mean just sitting somewhere, in a cafe or in a bar somewhere, and the music is just like somewhere in the background, but actually you are having conversations with people or thinking about something or that kind of thing. I actually mean active listening to the music, focusing fully on it, and actually on everything that is going on, because music is actually very powerful, and some people say it actually works on all our senses. So in effect, when you really focus on it, your attention becomes really channeled, and you kind of just enjoy that moment at that time. And some people do that. They dance around, or they kind of do different things, when they listen to music and that kind of thing, and it sort of it prompts them to have maybe certain emotions and that kind of thing. But ultimately, that's what it is. But specifically though, when playing a musical instrument, this is a type of activity that really requires you to focus on what you're doing. So I don't know. So for instance, if I was to play those chords, I stop thinking at that moment about anything else, really. I stop thinking about anything else that is going on in my life, whether, well, anything whatsoever. I'm purely focused on what I'm doing, because obviously I'm listening to it. I'm sort of conveying emotions through the playing, through whichever chords I'm playing, that kind of thing. And I've noticed this many times actually. Then even when I say if I practice my guitar maybe to some other tracks, just trying to learn some maybe other people's songs sometimes, or things like that, it's the same principle. The whole focus becomes really sort of channeled in one place, and you kind of and it's the playing. And I'm gonna take it even a step further. That this happens definitely to me when I sort of practice at home, but it definitely also happens when playing live, and I've noticed this many times. When you're in a live situation, even with your band with you on stage, and I used to actually call this getting in the zone, and that kind of, oh yeah, I'm in the zone. I'm kind of playing. I'm shredding away or playing some riffs or whatever, that kind of thing. But ultimately, this is what happens if you really kind of can experience it, and not just skim over it, not just kind of like stand on stage and kind of just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna play these chords, and like, but actually what I'm just gonna be thinking, oh, what's for dinner tonight, or that kind of. No, it's when you really go for it and you get into that zone, and you kind of connect maybe with the crowd that has come to see you play, that kind of thing, and you kind of on that stage and the whole atmosphere. And you need to be really concentrated as well on what you're doing at that moment in time, and because obviously you want your performance to be the best that it can be, so you want to concentrate on what you're doing, and that way, basically you become mindful, you become present in that moment. And I've had this many times, that whilst playing a gig, effectively I was just kind of in that zone, in that moment. Everything else sort of didn't exist for me at that time, and perhaps that might actually be adding to the overall experience. That's why it's so wonderful, and so, at least to me, that type of experience, to be on stage and to be performing, it's such a great experience, because it's got that element to it, and perhaps that's also adds to the overall enjoyment of that. So I don't know, so playing kind of like from the same song, for instance. That kind of thing. Anything whatsoever that we play, or I don't know, we get onto that stage and we kind of have, we enjoy ourselves, we focus in the moment right now. I think effectively what it is, that the activity itself causes you to be mindful of what you're doing, because there's no escape from it, almost like, and I think that really works. I think that is probably one of the few things that can bring such an effect. I think there's some other things that people do, I'm sure they work in a similar way, perhaps sports, things like that as well, or some other types of activity that kind of require a lot of concentration. But effectively, this is one of the recipes. So if you don't play an instrument already and would like to start, I think that's definitely one of the ways of achieving that kind of experience, if you like. Okay, so please let me know in the comments if your experiences have been similar or the same when it comes to playing a guitar, or perhaps another instrument, or perhaps singing, or anything else. And as always, please subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me grow and develop it. And I'll see you in my next video.